All right, guys, welcome. This is Dustin Bogle, Gym Reinforcements, and I am joined by one of our clients who uses our service. And I was so excited to share her story with you guys, so I asked her to jump on a call. I am joined by Toni Lacey here from Dallas-Fort Worth area. So Toni, thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
Yes, let's do it. So first, let's set the table. Let's tell everybody what is the name of your gym and where you guys located.
So I own Fort Worth Fit Body Boot Camp, and we're located in Benbrook in Texas.
Okay, awesome. And one thing that kind of is a common thread between you and I, we're both Texas transplants. I came here from California and you are from Canada. So
that's right.
And we both love it. So
yes,
that's fun fact about us. So I asked you, Toni, to jump on today, talk about specifically the lead follow-up in your business. So what I wanted to ask you was, yes, you're using Gym Reinforcements now, but let's go to previous to that. Who was in charge of it? And then what was your number one frustration when it did come to lead follow-up?
So I had a talk back with Dustin. It was probably the beginning of March, I'm going to guess. And just talking about, I wanted to, he was now a Texan. So I was excited that he moved to the great state. And I wanted to know what he was doing. And he was telling me about this gym launch. And he said, who does your lead follow-up? And I said, well, that's actually one thing in our business that we don't have problem with. I said, we have a great facility coordinator, she does, a decent job. And then he asked me well, does she work evenings and weekends? And I said, well, no, she doesn't. And he said, well, that would be a service we offer. And so he explained how his service works, and they help in the evenings and on weekends. And I just thought about it, and I've known Dustin for many years. I don't even know how long, but I really value, I feel like what Dustin does turns to gold kind of thing. I really value him as a mentor and just a business owner. And I was like, you know what, just let me think about this. I said, I think you have me sold, but I wanted to just talk with my current facility coordinator who did the lead follow-up. And, I just talked to her, and it just made sense because yes, she was doing lead follow-up, but obviously with lots of frustrations in there because, she's supposed to call, Mrs. Jones at 5 p.m. Well, now a client has walked into her office. So now she no longer can get back to Mrs. Jones at 5 p.m. My facility coordinator also did not like to stay and work, until 7 p.m. and never worked weekends. And so I was like, you know what? Why not? Let's try this. And, I was blown away. Not only we didn't even have our sales associate. We didn't even have him doing new leads. We give him access to all of our old leads. And I believe in the first month we had 47 old people. He was just reactivating people in our system that would have totally been missed. And I've asked numerous clients, why did you decide to come in? And they just keep telling me, you guys were so persistent. And it's just as a Fit Body Bootcamp owner, we have a system, we have monster follow-up, but it's not even the right person because we had the right person, but then they have also other tasks that they got to do that interferes with lead follow-up. And lead follow-up needs to be so consistent, so persistent. People are busy nowadays. If we say we're calling them at 5, you got to call them at 5, not 5:30. And so it's just been a game changer to just have this, we had some days we can't even take any more people on orientation. We run orientations because we're too full. And that's,
baby, I love it.
Yeah, good problem. And then the cool thing about putting all of that, giving all of that to you guys to do, I don't ever have to worry about it. And not that I did before, but I just know that it's just happening all the time. But what it's allowed to do is to free up our facility coordinator to now focus on onboarding, to focus on our clients in the facility. And it's really, it's been a win-win. I just look at the numbers every week and I'm just like, gosh, it was something I wasn't going to do because we had a pretty dialed in system. And so for me to say that and then be mind blown at the numbers that it pulled, but it's just like, it's one job that they're doing and they just do it all day. And it makes a big deal, yeah, somebody at your facility can do it, but they're also, having to greet clients. They're also having to do this. And this is just continuous follow-up, which is monster follow-up.
And Toni, I think we speak the same language, which is high standards. So when someone with high standards talks to another person with high standards, it can be an open, honest communication about high standards. Like, this is what I want and I want it this way. And like, I love getting feedback from owners if we need to adjust something to meet your standards, because I have high standards and I like working with other people with high standards. So it's so great to hear how good that, your sales associate, Louis, has been performing for you. Let me ask you this. You guys recently ran a 6-week challenge. If you don't mind sharing, how many people signed up for your challenge?
We had 60 new people.
Nice. All right. So that's where
the most people, yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Most people ever.
Okay. That was your biggest challenge that you guys have had?
With new people. And nice. The funny thing is it's the least amount of money we also spent on Facebook.
Yeah, I like that. Monetize your list. That is something that I do bring to light, because a lot of people say, well, hey, we got to get you guys going, and then we also got to run ads. I say, no, you don't. You spent a lot of money on leads already. Let us monetize that list. We can reactivate past members. We can go to your past trials, and then we'll hit cold leads that never buy anything from you. So that's a wonderful place to be in, is like, orientations are slammed. The team is overwhelmed. The sessions are full. Like, that is way better than the opposite, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you this, Toni. Those are things that reduce the amount of workload on your plate, your team's plate. But now we're high achievers. We replace that with something else on our calendar. We like to keep our plate full. So now what are you doing with that time that has been freed up for you? Where is that focus being put?
I'm fortunate because I never did lead follow-up, but literally our facility coordinator is now, getting caught up on all the TLC that, because new leads are great coming in, but if we don't have our attrition rate locked in and people are feeling loved, and so she's able to, she's been sending cards to people like there's no tomorrow, just celebrating them, rank ups, all of that stuff, organizing our facility, getting things more structured. So, I don't have to worry about like, where's the new people that signed up. She also, I guess this is a huge win for me. She now has more time to make sure my calendar is full on strategy sessions, and that's a huge time commitment. So that's where we have sometimes expectations as an owners to do all of these things, but lead follow-up truly, I think, needs to be done by one person so they can just stay on that task. So, we've definitely seen our gym grow. We've had full sessions, 28, nobody else can get in. It's really been the last 4 weeks. So it's been pretty awesome. And so, initially I was like, oh, do I have the money to spend for this position? But literally I'm like, just from orientation last night, paid half on the front end, so it's like owners, I know some owners are tight right now, but like, trust me, just get the money to pay your first month and you will reap the benefits on the back end, because literally Louis has paid for himself tenfold just on the front end. And that's not even with us on the back end closing these memberships. So that's really cool. You guys do a great job at sending like the visuals too, so us as owners can see that and track that. So that's a super win too.
Love it. Well, thank you for that feedback, Toni. And that's kind of what we built it as, is like, what are all the holes that we see in lead follow-up and how can we fill them and have it in one-stop shop? So I'm glad to hear that we made that happen for you. I would just say, another thing to consider when you guys have your time freed up, like Toni, it sounds like to me, your biggest thing that you can now put time into is membership conversion. Is like, you got all this flood of trials. Now it's like, okay, what do I do this time? You make membership sales. And you know, the selling doesn't stop on your end. You're just selling the bill paying EFT that, you know, is going to come from you selling a membership. So make that your one and only focus. If your coaches can run the floor and you can sell memberships, and eventually, you know, even have that, you know, taken off. But it's just freeing up time to move up to the next high level task.
Yes.
That's the best use of your time. So
another big win. So it's my belief that nobody should get voicemail in my gym. And so the way we used to work it is the facility coordinator was number 1 on the phone, and then I was number 2 on the phone. So since bringing on you guys, I don't ever have to worry about that, because now Louie is number 1, Dolores is number 2. So still making sure that nobody is going to voicemail, which is a very important thing for me. So it's just nice not having to worry about that coming across my phone.
Love it. Okay. All right. Well, Toni, thank you for sharing your experience, and
You're welcome.
You keep growing your business here. Let's keep charging forward, onward, baby.
Yes, I appreciate you, Dustin.
All right. Thank you, Toni. Bye-bye.